Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to another edition of Talking and Grubbing. I'm continuing my 2017 NFL preview. This time, I'm switching it over to the NFC East. Now, the NFC East is one of the most, if not the most, competitive division in all of the NFL. It features some pretty good quarterbacks, some dynamic wide receivers, some pretty good running backs, as well as some pretty good defenses. Now, I think this year's NFC East champ will be the New York Giants. You still have Eli Manning, a two-time Super Bowl MVP, anchoring the team as quarterback. You also have Odell Beckham Jr., who's one of the most talented and dynamic wide receivers in the NFL now. Can he overcome that leg injury he suffered in the preseason versus the Browns and come back in time for game one of the regular season? We shall see. But also, the Giants added Brandon Marshall, who I think is an underrated wide receiver. He had some pretty good years in Chicago and a couple good years with the Jets, despite the fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick is not that great of a quarterback. But the Giants have a really great defense. They're smash mouth. They get to the quarterback. They also can stop the running game. It's led by Jason Pierre-Paul. That man is a beast. And I think he's definitely going to be a Pro Bowler again this year. Now, let's flip it over to the Dallas Cowboys. As you all know by now, Ezekiel Elliott, the star running back, is suspended for 6 games due to his domestic violence issue. So the Cowboys are going to struggle a little bit in his absence, but they also have Dak Prescott at quarterback, who had a dynamic rookie year last year, and also has a pretty good receiver in Dez Bryant, as well as an underrated tight end in Jason Witten. Now, the question I got for the Cowboys is their defense going to improve this year? Are they going to take the challenge of stopping the run, getting the pressure on quarterbacks like Eli, Carson Wentz, and Kirk Cousins? Can a cat like Sean Lee step up and take charge and be the leader of that defense? I think the Cowboys will still make the playoffs, but I think they're going to make it as a wild card. Now, if the Cowboys defense really step up, I think it's going to be a battle to the end for the NFC East crown between them and the Giants. Now, on to the Washington Redskins. Now, as you all know, the Redskins are led by a pretty good quarterback in, Kirk Cousins, who I think is pretty underrated, by the way. And also, in the offseason, they added Terrell Pryor, who was formerly with the Cleveland Browns last season. He had a pretty great year, despite the fact he didn't have a great quarterback throwing to him. Also, the Redskins have a pretty good tight end in Jordan Reed, who I think gets slept on a lot by a lot of people. But the Redskins also have a solid defense that's anchored by cornerback Josh Norman, as well as Will Compton. Now, if their defense can really step it up this year, I think it'll be a 3-team race between the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Redskins for that division title. And last but not least, there's the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Carson Wentz had a pretty decent year last year, but the Eagles are in a rebuilding mode. But on the flip side, there's still some pretty solid offensive weapons, like Torrey Smith. Also, they added Alshon Jeffrey in the offseason. And they have a pretty good tight end in Zach Ertz. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. And also they added running back LeGarrette Blount, who's a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots. He could definitely, have some big games for them. He could definitely churn up yards. And he's not a bad catcher either. Now, their defense is pretty solid with cats like Rodney McLeod, as well as Malcolm Jenkins and Jordan Hicks. But I still think the Eagles may have a little bit of ways to go before they finally get back on top of the NFC East. Anyways, that's my take of the NFC East. Stay tuned for my previews of the AFC North and the NFC North. Till next time, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. Deuces.